The Nintendo Wii is one of the most beloved consoles from the Japanese maker. It is the third best-selling console of all times, behind PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1. It is a console that is still going strong even after 12 years of its introduction into the market. The great thing about the Wii is a lot of the technology that was introduced into the market through the system. There were a lot of great ideas that Nintendo explored, and definitely there was a popularity behind the console. It was considered the party console. You didn't have to be a gamer to own a Wii. A lot of people own the Wii just because all the things that you could do with the system. One of the greatest assets of the Wii was the ability to download and play virtual console games via Wii Shop. You were able to play games from the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Masters, Sega Genesis, Neo Geo, TurboGrafx, Arcade, and also you were able to play WiiWare games, which technically were just the games from the Wii. The emulation of these games is bar to none. It's like playing the actual games but with a different, more modern console. And after 12 years of service, the Wii Shop finally has closed doors. And in this video, I want to play homage to what I consider one of the greatest services from Nintendo, and definitely one of the best ways to play a lot of these emulated games in the closest native form. In the next couple of minutes, we will walk through memory lane and we'll remember some of the best things that ever happened in the virtual console. Hopefully you and I will share the same views. Who doesn't remember this song? The introduction to the Wii Shop. Very catchy, very friendly. It's one of my favorite memories of the Wii Shop. Every time I'm just going in and listening to it, very happy, very Nintendo. Definitely have great memories. One of the things that the Wii Shop didn't have, definitely, the interface was very clunky. Definitely not the best parts of it. Just going through all of them, choosing what was, what you wanted to watch, what you wanted to play, going through the whole listing. It was not very intuitive. It was not really user-friendly, but the ability to go through all of it and be able to play a lot of these games and find them, and the price point, of course, was one of the greatest assets of it. Definitely had a lot of fun with that. The Wii Shop channel launched on December 10, 2006. Of course, it's over 12 years of operation. It was really integrated into the Wii system from the get-go. It was released a month after the introduction of the Wii. So just the ability to download a lot of these games. Of course, Nintendo was exploring a system. It was not the first one, because we also had the Xbox Live with the original Xbox and of course Xbox 360. But the Wii Shop was different because the main focus, of course, was not only games designed for the Wii through WiiWare, but be able to download a lot of retro games, which was the biggest selling point, the biggest selling factor. The way you purchase games was through Wii Points. Originally, there were two different ways. You can actually purchase the Wii Point cards, and you can add credit to your account, or you can simply, use your card and directly pay for those Wii Points, so you can purchase via, of course, debit or credit card. That system, of course, was removed with the cards. We were unable to find them for many years. They were discontinued, and the ability to add points was actually removed back in March of 2018. So definitely, whatever points you have throughout all this time, you had to use them before the termination of the whole service. There were a total of 397 games available for the virtual console here in North America. Of course, there were more in Japan and a little less in Europe. But definitely some of the greatest systems are included here. You had games from the Nintendo Entertainment System. There were a total of 94 originally. Some of the most classic NES games you can find here. A lot of them are just fan favorites. You see games like, the original, of course, Mario games. You see games like The Legend of Kage, Kirby's Adventure, Ice Climber, Kid Icarus, Tecmo Bowl, Gal Galaga, Punch-Out, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which actually was discontinued, yet Castlevania, Ninja Gaiden, Pac-Man, all the Zelda games, of course, the Super Mario Brothers, Mac Rider, Yoshi, Adventure Island, you know, you name it. There's a whole list of games that, of course, you can play nowadays through the NES Classic, and even when you hack your NES Classic, you can download all of these games. But before that, there was no other system like the Virtual Console on the Wii that allows you to play this amount of games. There were so many different ones, and also there were some Japanese games here, like Princess Tomato and the Salad Kingdom. Some of these games that were imported that actually they felt pretty good, the Famicom here. Now on the Super Nintendo, you have a total of 74, and ultimately some of them that were removed until they only have 63 titles. But you have games like F-Zero, SimCity, Street Fighter II, The World's Warrior, Super Castlevania, Donkey Kong, Super Gals and Ghosts, The Legend of the Mystical Ninja, Donkey Kong, of course, ActRaiser, Kirby's Dream Core, Super Metroid, Metal Marines, Axelay, Vega Stakes, Silvernator. You know, the list goes on and on. Super Turrican, which is a game that I really enjoy. Games like Secret of Mana, Space Invaders, Super Punch-Out, Uncharted Waters, New Horizons, Super Star Wars. You have actually had the whole trilogy, the Indiana Jones, which is actually very fun to play. Super Mario Kart, Ghoul Patrol, Kirby Superstars, Wild Guns. The list goes on. Super Bunk, Super Adventure Island, Brawl Brothers, Doremi Fantasy, which is an import from the Super Famicom. Definitely a very delightful game to play at. There's so many different games on just that. The Nintendo 64, which has always been hard to emulate through everything else besides PC, and even on PC comes with some difficulties. But you have like 21 total games for the N64. You got the Super Mario 64, which I have great memories, Mario Kart 64, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Star Fox 64, X-Zero X, Paper Mario, Pokemon Snap, Kirby 64, Cruising USA, which is very fun, Mario Golf, you got Mario Party 2, Bomberman Hero. Definitely, it's a whole list. The TurboGrafx also had so many great games. There were a total of 63 TurboGrafx games. You have Bomberman 93, Bunk's Adventure, Superstar Soldier, which is very fun, Victory Run, Alien Crush. You got Soldier Blade, Dungeon Explorer, Vigilante, which actually also you can play on the Wii U, the new Adventure Island. Some of these games have made it to the Wii U eShop system, but not all of them. Bravo Man, Bunk's Revenge, Shockman, Dine, Ninja Spirit, Blazing Lasers, Dead Moon. You got China Warrior, which is a bit clunky, but it's just fun just to play it once in a while. Air Song, you got Devil's Crush, Galaga 90, Neutopia 2, 1 and 2, Legend of Hero Tonma, Gate of Thunder, which is extremely fun, Samurai Ghost, Power Golf, Monster Lair. You got Psychosis, Break In, Final Soldier, which is very good, Bomberman 94, Fighting Street, Castlevania Run the Blood, which is definitely a must have. On the Sega Master Systems, you got games like The Wonder Boy, Fantasy Zone, Alex Kidd in Miracle World, Sonny the Hedgehog, Space Harrier, Enduro Racer, Sonic Chaos, Secret Command, Fantasy Star, Wonder Boy the Third, The Dragon's Trap, which is a classic, Alex Kidd in Shinobi World. The Sega Genesis had 75 titles. You got the classics as Alter Beast, Sonic the Hedgehog, Echo the Dolphin, Golden Axe, Wrist Right Star, which is very fun. You got Gunstar Heroes, Toe Jam and Earl, Bonanza Brothers, Streets of Rage, which is a classic, Sonic Spinball. You got Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle, Virtual Fighter 2, which is okay, Wonder Boy in Monster World, the Kid Chameleon. So you have so many classics: Shining Force, Dynamite Hitty, Ghosts and Ghosts, Super Thunder Blade, you Golden Axe 1, 2, and 3. Again, Sonic the Hedgehog, your whole collection. You got Eternal Champions, Rolling Thunder 2, Light Crusader, Puyo Puyo 2, which I have a lot of fun with, Glade Lancer, Super Fantasy Zone, Forgotten Worlds, Earthworm Jim, Musha, which is a must play, Mercs, Wonder Void, the third monster layer, Shadow Dancer, which is fun, Sonic and Knuckles, Strider, the games, even Super Street Fighter games were here. You also had 54 titles for the Neo Geo. You had Art of Fighting, Fatal Fury, World Heroes, Magician Lord, Blues Journey, which is very fun, Top Hunter, which brings a lot of memories, all the King of Fighters, of course, the Metal Slug Collection, Samurai Showdown, King of Monsters, Ninja Commando, which is also very fun. You also have Ironclad, which I highly recommend. You had Street Slam, which also was a lot of fun when I was growing up. And Magical Drop 2, Fighter's History, Dynamite, The Last Blade, you have 1 and you also have 2, Shock Troopers 1 and 2, Sengoku 1, 2 and 3, Ninja Masters, which is recommended. Then the games that you were able to play on the Neo Geo, they got the NAM 1975. So you have so many great games from the Neo Geo. Now, initially, there were also 9 games for the Commodore. These were removed in August of 2013. But initially, you can play the International Karate, Pit Stop 2, The Last Ninja, Summer Games 2, Tower Toppler, California Games, Boulder Dash, Last Ninja, Silvernoid. You also have Virtual Console games. There were a total of 21. You got Gaplus, Mappy, Star Force, The Tower of Draga, Space Harrier, Tecmo Bowl, Alter Beast, Rygar, Golden Axe, Solomon's Key, Shinobi, Ninja Gaiden, Sun, Commando, and the list goes on and on. I like Black Tiger, Super Hang-On, Wolf of the Battlefield Commando, Wonder Boy, and Monsterland. Now, the Virtual Console in Japan had a total of 659 games, which is a tremendous number of games. A lot of games that never made it to the US, to North America, or to the PAL regions. What I really enjoy about the Virtual Console is how perfectly emulated. There were a couple of games that would have to be tweaked in order to be able to be played via Wii system. But the vast majority of the games, they were pretty much, 100% similar to the original, to the physical counterparts. And that's one of the greatest things. Of course, with the price point of the Virtual Console, you definitely were paying little money for a lot of these games. You're looking at an average of between $5 all the way to $12 if you transfer that into points. So the numbers was very minimum. You're paying $8 for games that can go up to hundreds of dollars in the market, if you go through eBay, of other systems through imports. So definitely having them in this format really help out a lot. Through the Wii Shop, you were not only able to download Virtual Console games, classic retro games. You were also able to download WiiWare games, where are the games that were designed particularly for the Wii. And through all those WiiWare games, there were a total of 461 games. Many of them, they were shovelware. Many of these games were not really that great. And a lot of things, they made their way into other systems like the Xbox 360 and the PS3. But some of the games that were only for the Nintendo Wii are some of the greatest games, and they really remember some of the greatest for the different franchises, particularly the Konami Rebirth games, which I had a lot of fun with. You have games like the Contra Rebirth, Castlevania Rebirth, and Gradius Rebirth. Those games have not been made in other systems, have not been transferred to the Wii U eShop system, or via, in this case, the Switch system through the eShop. But you can still download it. You were able to download it, as I did, through the Wii. You were able to download them transfer them to your Wii U and play them via Wiimote service. Unfortunately, the closure of the Wii Shop also brings to the forefront the fears of many gamers in regards to the longevity of these games. Once the shops are closed, the ability for you to re-download many of these games is non-existent. Most gamers prefer to have physical copies over digital copies. However, when you compare them side by side, you realize the price point and the difficulty of finding some of these physical copies. It makes it very alluring just to go the digital route. Yes, there is a risk involved in it because you don't technically own the games. You only pay a license for them. However, the ability to play these games and to preserve them for the years to come makes it more alluring than just simply trying to hunt down some old copies and pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It is fair to say that even with all the disadvantages of the Wii in comparison with the Xbox 360 or the PS3, there were a lot of pluses and a lot of good things that came out of that system, particularly when it comes about downloadable games. Being able to play these retro games is definitely one of the highlights of the Wii. One of the reasons I still own one, and one of the reasons I'm very happy still playing with it. What I love about the Virtual Console, particularly the Virtual Console and the Wii, is the great amount of games that you are able to download that are really hard to find. Many of these retro games are really hard to find a decent copy for a decent price. So you are able to pay pretty much a fraction of that cost and really play these games perfectly emulated. You will not find a better deal anywhere else. Of course, now with the Switch, you don't have a Virtual Console system or technically a Wii Shop like the Wii or like the Wii U. It is really definitely unfortunate because there's no way that you can play a lot of these games like the Sega Genesis or the Sega Master System or the Neo Geo or the TurboGrafx without really having going back into the Wii or the Wii U. It is unfortunate that the Wii Shop is no longer here. However, there's still ways that you can download all of these games and more and all the WiiWare games into the system via, hack. You would have to just pretty much hack your Wii or even your Wii U, and you're able to play a lot of these games. And both of my systems are hacked, and in this video I'm not gonna show you how to do it. There are plenty of videos where you can do so, and it's very fun to do. And but I own many of these games in one way or another, and through the hack system I was able to download some of the games that I was unable to purchase. And there's still ways that you can play with the Wii. There's many ways through the Wii, through in this case through the hack, so you still can play even Wi-Fi games. So there's a whole array of things you can do with the Wii. You can play a lot of the classic arcade games. There's a lot of things. In the next couple of months, I will have videos where I'll showcase some of these arcade games via Wii emulations, which is definitely one of the greatest assets. Definitely, I'm very satisfied with the Wii Shop and definitely have a lot of great memories to share. I play a lot of great games through the system, and I still play them up to this day. Sometimes I just have the itch to play some classic Neo Geo or some classic TurboGrafx games, and definitely all of that is met here. So what is your opinion? Have you played the Wii? Have you any memories with the Wii Shop, the Virtual Console games? I would like to hear it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you're reminded of the next video, and don't forget also to follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, and consider supporting to Patreon. So God bless you. Have a great day.